Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Booked and Unbothered. All right, y'all. I just finished reading this book called Favorite Girl by Monica Arya. Whew, I don't even know where to begin. Though this book was technically a fiction, it felt raw, bizarre, heavy, and just straight up weird. This book was fucking weird. This book was so weird. I had to pause a couple of times, regroup, and get back to it. Have you ever read something that makes you squint your eyes like, wait, what did I just read? That was me, and that was this book. Now, this book was labeled as a thriller slash mystery, and rightfully so. But honestly, I think it needed a big old caution tape across the front cover. Trigger warnings should have come standard with this one. Some parts are hard to stomach, and I found myself cringing out loud. So, our main character is Demi, who's down bad. She's living out of a hotel. She's broke, jobless, just pretty desperate. She comes across an ad in the paper for a live-in housekeeping nanny. Perfect, right? I already felt my girl don't do it voice creeping in. And sure enough, from the moment she walked into that interview, the creep factor is on and it stayed on. It gave that creep factor, that kind of tension where your body's screaming, get out. You remember that movie, Get Out? But of course, you keep turning the pages. The characters, vivid, yes. Exhausting, yes. Mentally draining, yes. You feel like you're trapped right there with Demi, and not in a fun, immersive way, but in a way I need a shower after this kind of way. This book was crazy. I don't want to give too much away because even if I tell you a little bit, it would be giving it away. But this book messed with my head. It's disturbing, uncomfortable, and yet I couldn't put it down. So if you like thrillers with a side of psychological whiplash, The Favorite Girl might be for you. But I will caution you, this is a trigger warning type of book. Take care of your mental health. Be careful. Okay, so I want to take a little detour and talk about something that's a little personal to me. So about 2 years ago, I bought this wonderful gadget. I could not wait to get it. It was stupid expensive. I saved for this thing. In my head, I had it all figured out. It's the Freewrite Traveler. And it's marketed as this sleek, minimalist dream for writers. No distractions, no internet, just you, your thoughts, the keys, which the keys are smooth like butter. And everything is supposed to be great. Well, let me introduce you to TT. I've named her. I decided to name her. I figured maybe if I gave her a name, because she's been sitting in my closet for almost about those 2 years I've had her, it would make her feel new again, like a fresh start. And honestly, naming things helps me connect with them. I do it with pretty much everything that I own. Now, let me go a little bit more in depth because this was a very pricey paperweight. When I first got TT, I had big dreams. I thought I was about to write my debut novel. No distractions, no excuses. But what actually happened is she sat there staring at me, collecting dust, looking expensive and unbothered. And because she sat, it's because I used her. But the way that you transfer files and then you have to pay for a subscription, which is fucking bullshit, in order to do certain things, I lost interest very quickly. I even went full hacker mode. I Googled ways to crack her open and install apps, maybe even turn her into a multi-purpose device. But nope, not happening. This thing was locked down. It's locked down tight. Then I started going in the alley, them Reddit streets just lurking. And there's a group and so many folks saying that it was just the most expensive regret they've ever made. So I'm not by myself. And while I kind of felt that so deep in my spirit, I also thought, girl, you paid so much money. You got to make this work. So with this Astro Haas Freewrite Traveler, I decided just to repurpose her. No pressure, no great American novel expectations. I'm just using her for journaling, getting my thoughts out, no backspace, no distractions, just raw, unfiltered brain dumps. And that's something I've been trying to do more often anyway. Actually, just sit with my thoughts instead of letting them swim around, all chaotic, and just journaling. But even though this is a pricey device, I'm not going to take away from what it's actually intended for. It helps you to focus, write without distractions. But if you can get past that price tag, it's a good device. They come in different lines. They even have this guy in clear. So I'm reading two books now. I'm currently reading The Writer by James Patterson and J.D. Barker. I'm about 40% in, and it's a doozy. It's the kind of book that, I, I don't know, I love fiction that centers around writers because it pulls me in deeper. It's like I'm not just reading a story, I'm inside the head of someone who creates stories, which makes the whole experience feel a little bit more immersive. And it's James Patterson. So where can you go wrong? I'm also reading The Business Trip by Jesse Garcia. Ooh, this is good. I just started this book. I will probably be done with this book tomorrow. It's so good. It starts off great. The momentum is great, and you're still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And usually I don't like books with so many characters. There's a lot of characters in this book, but the way that it's written and presented to you, it's easy to follow. All right, guys, that concludes this week's episode. I appreciate your presence. And if you're still here, you either like me or you're just nosy. Either way, go ahead and click that subscribe, like, and stay booked and unbothered.